All right. With that down, we are going to move into our third main topic today. And our fourth main topic today. And our fourth main topic today is this. So something that's kind of near and dear to my heart that I grew up on, and I know you didn't, Lucas, and that we kind of grew up in two separate worlds. But I know as an adult you've had time to catch up with some of these things, or at least I know your brother has, and at least I know you know what these
Which
things
one?
are. and that's the Friday series, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The first Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube came out in '95, I believe. And, I was just a little dude, but man, it was kind of a big thing culturally to everyone. It was culturally significant to the people that I lived around. And so it kind of became this big deal. And then in around 2000, now I'm a little bit older, is when Next Friday comes out. And God, I mean, that movie is still like iconic in my head. I still quote it all the time. I love Pinky. I love Day Day. I love Mike Epps. I love a lot of that movie. And then, of course, 2 years later in 2002, they come out with Friday After the Next, right? And that movie's kind of dumb, and it's not great. It is a Christmas movie, so I will have to check it out very soon before Christmas is over because, love Christmas movies. And it is fun for a Christmas movie, but not quite as good as the other two movies. But then there's always been this kind of discussion, right, for the past few years that Ice Cube's always had in interviews of, hey, we want to do this movie called Last Friday, where it would be the last Friday in the Friday series. So even though it would be fourth, it would be last. And he's this has gone on for a few years. It was like 2020 when he first mentioned it. Of course, it was in the height of the pandemic. There was lots of things going on with that. But he did write a script. He brought the script in to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers kind of rejected him on it. He also then, went back, wrote a second script, brought that to them, and they were kind of unhappy with it. So I want to read a little bit of this article that he was on the Mike Tyson, podcast where they just kind of smoke chicken and talk about fun stuff. And yeah, I want to read. I don't want to read too much from the article that isn't exact quotes from Ice Cube. Let's see where we are here. Okay, apparently this article isn't going to give us any of the quotes from it. But here we go. All right, I don't know. This isn't the article. This isn't from the outlet that I wanted to use. But anyways, more or less in the interview, he said something along the lines I said that he had written this script, that he brought the script to Warner Brothers, and they kind of rejected it. He owns the rights to Friday. He created Friday. He owns it. However, Warner Brothers, similar to the Hulk situation, they own the distribution rights. So they get to say, if a movie gets made, because if they won't distribute it, then obviously no one's going to pay to make it, right? So basically, he's kind of in a Sly situation now with Sly's in with Rocky, where he's like, hey, it's my thing, give it back, I own it, you're not going to use it. I mean, granted, they are using Rocky, but they're definitely not using Friday, and he's kind of got an argument to say, hey, bring it back. He does also go into a little bit about the stories that the scripts that he wrote and how they would affect the whole Friday franchise, and that stuff's really interesting too. But it's kind of, there's no point in really even talking about it because it was rejected, and some of the reasons why it was rejected were just weird. There was one script that he wrote where Day Day and Ice Cube, or I'm sorry, Mike Epps and Ice Cube's characters go to jail for selling marijuana. But the studio that's the plot of the movie, Lucas.
Sure.
That they wrote.
Sure.
And the studio was like, well, we like it all, except we don't like that they went to jail before pot was legal.
Me neither.
And Ice Cube was like, what? Who cares? What does that got to do with anything?
Well, right. I say me neither in that we have pot legal now in how many states, and they're still in those states specifically.
Sure.
Right. So I'm agreeing with him. I'm saying it's weird.
Yeah, right.
Like they think it's weird.
Yeah.
What a great commentary, man. I mean, I think that's that's really
for sure. But yeah, so very interesting. And then he wrote another one where it was involving Smokey's son, who had grown up and kind of become the Debo of the original neighborhood and was kind of causing havoc. And Ice Cube's character has to go back and kind of, check the situation and help the hood again. And at the end of the day, they rejected it as well. And again, I don't know what all the story is behind all this, but it seems like Ice Cube wants this back. He wants to make Last Friday, and in fact, he wants to make the other one. He was talking about doing them both at some point. So one would kind of be more of like a before, prequel, or whatever. Interesting.
Before Last Friday.
And we are in the world of IP and all that shit, and maybe this is one to capitalize on. Who knows? I think that. Most people I know that watch Friday would at least check out another Friday movie. But Lucas, you're hearing this. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only like reason I can think that they would be being weird about it like this, man, is probably just the merger. They've got a lot on their plates.
Yeah, but this was way before the
well,
merger.
But even back in 2020, that. Like, it's only 2022. They were that merger took place at the end of last year, right? Or was it early this year with Warner Brothers? I think it went through at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, but it went through like pretty quick. It was like 3 months after they made the deal, which usually doesn't happen. Like, think about how long it took Disney to acquire Fox.
Well, yeah, but there was. I mean, I feel like that's a little different, right? Because that's Disney acquiring another film production company, right?
Yeah, but I mean that
Still,
was yeah.
Still, it is weird to say the least. I mean, especially that first one alone sounds like a great premise, dude. And I haven't ever had a chance to watch all of them all the way through, but because you're right, we did grow up in a little different worlds. But the things I've seen of it, they're great. It's hilarious. I mean, like the article said at the beginning, the first one was what solidified Ice Cube as a force in Hollywood in the first place. And I think that, we do live in a world where everything is about recognizable IP, right? I mean, they're making a Toe Jam and Earl movie. Why can't we get a Last Friday, man? Or even like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if they were to say that it's not profitable, it's not this or that, but their only justification for throwing out at least that first script is it's weird, that's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We're not on the inside conversations. We don't fully know what's happening, but like, I think there's enough audience out there. I mean, there's 3 of these movies. I think there's enough audience out there. If they can make another like Bill and Ted, you know what I mean? Another
Matrix,
like, no kidding, right?
All
like, why not? Why not do this?
This would cost like 1/10 of that to make, if that.
Yeah, if that, maybe 1% of that.
Right.
So it's weird. If the people behind it want to do it, if the audience is clamoring for it, at least somewhat, just do it. Why not? I don't know.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
For sure. Yeah, guys, you guys are hearing this information about Friday. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys Friday fans? Do you want Ice Cube to get it back? Would you rather see him kind of make this himself? I could see this being as a great, like Netflix thing. Like, just pops up on Netflix.
Or HBO Max.
Or HBO Max, and there it is, kind of thing. But yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.